Good morning and welcome to Sunday School. My name is Sister Evelyn and I'm so glad that you can join me on today. This is Sunday School for ages 12 to 14. Our lesson scripture is in Jeremiah chapter 21, 8 through 14. The memory verse says, O house of David, thus saith the Lord, execute judgment in the morning and deliver him that is spoiled out of the hand of the oppressor. Lest my fury go out like fire, and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. From Jeremiah 21, verse 12, the lesson scripture says, And unto this people thou shalt say, Thus saith the Lord, Behold, I set before you the way of life, and the way of death. He that abideth in this city shall die by the sword, and by the famine, and by the pestilence. But he that goeth out and fall to the Chaldeans that besiege you, he shall live, and his life shall be unto him for a prey. For I have set my face against this city for evil, and not for good, saith the Lord. It shall be given into the hand of the king of Babylon, and he shall burn it with fire. And touching the house of the king of Judah, say, Hear ye the word of the Lord. O house of David, thus saith the Lord, execute judgment in the morning, and deliver him that is spoiled out of the hand of the oppressor. Lest my fury go out like fire, and burn that none can quench it, because of the evil of your doings. Behold, I am against thee, O inhabitant of the valley, and rock of the plain, saith the Lord, which say, Who shall come down against us? Or who shall enter into our habitations? But I will punish you according to the fruit of your doings, saith the Lord, and I will kindle a fire in the forest thereof, and it shall devour all things round about it. The Bible learning says, practice justice. God gave the people of Judah a choice. They could continue in their disobedience, or they could correct their behavior. There was a consequence for each decision, life or death. God doesn't make idle threats. He holds true to his promises. If he says he will punish sin, he will punish sin. He desires to promote doing the right things in the world, not support doing the wrong things in the world. Just like your parents will correct your bad decisions, so will God. Your actions matter. The F in fruit stands for focus on how your actions will affect others. R stands for remember every action has a consequence. U stands for ungodly decisions will result in punishment. I stands for invite trusted adults to help you make good decisions. T stands for take time to think about what you are doing before you act. Now let's look at the story about Elizabeth. It was never Elizabeth's intention to get into trouble. She only wanted to get a good grade on her test. After the last social studies test, 2 weeks ago, she found the exam's answer key on her teacher's desk. Now that she knew her teacher had a list of the answers, she decided that she would try to find the answer key for their next exam. Her parents paid her for her grades. She had a C in the class and wanted at least a B, so that she could get allowance money to help pay for a new pair of shoes. One day, she was helping her teacher decorate their classroom. When her teacher left, she looked through a folder in her teacher's work bag and found the answer key to next week's test. She quickly wrote them down and returned the folder. Elizabeth told her best friend, who told her best friend. Before she knew it, half the class had the answers to the test. She was so excited when she took the test. The next day, the teacher wasn't happy. Everyone had done well on the test, and she asked what happened. They told her that Elizabeth had stolen the answers. The teacher explained that God did not approve of stealing, and that there is no victory unless it is done lawfully. The test wasn't counted. The teacher no longer trusted Elizabeth to help her after school. and she was suspended for 3 days. Her parents grounded her, and she couldn't go to her best friend's party that Friday night. Everything was a disaster. She wished she had just studied. There's two scriptures in Galatians, chapter 6, verses 7 through 9. Be not deceived, God is not mocked. For whatsoever a man soweth, that shall he also reap. For he that soweth to his flesh shall of the flesh reap corruption, but he that soweth to the Spirit shall of the Spirit reap life everlasting. And let us not be weary in well-doing, for in due season we shall reap if we faint not. Thank you for joining me today for this lesson, and God bless you.